Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you a bug in Ableton Live relating to sampler and changing samples on sampler using a macro. So if you've used any instrument racks that use sampler in it and use sort of a limited number of samples, the number on the macro may not actually be telling you the truth about what sample is being played. And so to show you this, I'm just going to recreate it here. Now I have actually reported this bug to Ableton already. I did that more than a year ago. And I got a response that said they're on it and they were aware of something like that already. Still has not been fixed in this version, which I'll put the version on screen now, I can't remember, but that's okay. You know, Ableton, they're busy and this is probably not the biggest priority. And I know that sometimes these things are not as easy to fix as you think. So, you know, definitely not a diss towards Ableton or the Ableton team, but I am going to show you this bug right now. So first thing I got to do is drag in a sampler here. And then I'm going to drag these sounds into the sampler. So we're going to have like multiple samples loaded into this sampler instrument. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to just kind of make them evenly divided. So basically when the selector is on 0, it's the first sample. When it's on 1, it's the next sample, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just going to do that for you. Okay, so we can see I've got 7 different samples going from 0 to 6. Now I'm going to make this a instrument rack by clicking this and going Control G. I'm going to expand it so I can see the macro knobs, and then I'm going to map this to the first macro. Now the final step before we see the bug is to go into map mode here and to just change that so it's 6 because that's what we wanted, 0 to 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start looping this and have a look at when I move this sample selector macro versus what is actually happening up here. And you'll see it's not always showing us the sample that we want, or it's not always playing the sample that it's showing. So it's still on 0 there, but it's switched to this sample now. So it says 0 there, and it's still on 0 up there, but it's actually playing this sample. Now it's ticked over. And yeah, same problem here. It's on 1, which should still be this one here, but it's playing this one, which is on number 2. So it's not accurate. By the way, I'm not holding shift or anything like that. I'm just moving this up or down. Now, if I type the number in, it should select the correct one. And I believe it did there. Let's try 4. Yeah, so it's okay if you type the number in, but if you're moving the macro with your mouse or presumably a MIDI controller, you may not get the same sample each time. So you'll have to use your ears to listen out for when the sample's actually changing. And basically what this means is you can't always trust what this knob here is telling you. So the other thing is if you had 127 samples and then split them and use the full range from 0 to 127, that will work. But if you hold shift, then you will start to notice that exact same problem again. Now, I've tried this with audio effect rack chains and I couldn't get it to do the same thing, like it worked as it should. It would never be on an audio effect rack that wasn't selected by the chain selector. And visually it always lined up here as well when I was using audio effect racks. Haven't tried the instrument racks yet either. But the response I got from Ableton more than a year ago was that they first noticed this bug in instrument racks, like not with sampler, but if you had multiple samplers or multiple operators or analog and then moved between them, that was apparently how they noticed the bug in the first place. So I'm just going to assume that you have that bug there. I can't really be bothered recreating that now. I think I've shown you what the problem is. Try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think. And if you make Ableton instrument racks, currently I don't know what the best way to do this would be in order to make sure that you've got the right samples selected. You'll probably just have to rely on the snapshots and know that it's saved in the snapshot properly. I haven't had any problems where snapshots were loading incorrectly because of this bug, but it is a little bit annoying. I think it should show you the sample it's selected and it shouldn't have any inconsistencies like that, especially because that didn't happen with the audio effect racks either. Anyway, so that's all I really had to show you. Let me know if you have the same problem as well. Thanks for watching and I'll see you later.